to go get it. Be right back, y'all. Hey, y'all. We went and got a hat. We had to go get a hat. We couldn't find the hat we were thinking about. So we just, maybe this is the hat we were supposed to get. So we gonna have on some ego energy, beloved. I always break the brim. It's just my thing. It's just our thing. Yeah. What up, y'all's weeds? What it do? Welcome back to the wheat field. Welcome to you if you are new. Hey, welcome to you too. I appreciate you being here, for tapping in, for coming by to see if it's your vibe. If you vibe, subscribe. Y'all know how it go. Rising message of the Tears and Wheat Tarot show, where you show enough never know what you don't get. You don't, beloved. Today's rising message is wrapped around being awesome. Can y'all see that? Wake up and be awesome. Hopefully you can see it. We're going to take a sip. On to the Alpha and the Omega. Thank you so much for being here with us, waking us up, placing us in another day. Ooh, we give it back to you. For we not know what it's going to do. And we ask you for every tool to complete it, to bring it towards the expected end, beloved. Thank you. I don't know. Something is getting ready to begin. An ending and a beginning. So, I just feel like we need to ring the bell a couple times to cover your ears if your ears are sensitive. I heard ringy and good cheer. Like good vibes is what we're getting. Thank you so much for tapping in, beloved. We appreciate you. It's going to start slow, y'all. And we got some stuff to tell y'all. When I tell you testimony to tarot, we woke up on the rising like about 5 o'clock a.m. And we were having some super weird dreams. And then we couldn't go back to sleep. And then we probably fell asleep around about 7. Just so we can be up again super like around 8. Right, but we dreamed about first somebody, we heard like caught somebody going in and out of our garage. Like somebody was stealing stuff out of the garage. And then it was like I caught him and I'm like, bro, dude, like why y'all in my garage? Like what's going on? Oh, you know, like shocked face. But they wasn't like upset, violent kind of energy. It's just like people kept going in there taking shit and I could not lock the doors, beloved. Like the garage door wouldn't come down and close or something like that. And then all the other doors that you closed and got a lock, they wouldn't lock. It was weird. And then it was like a whole bunch of kids. Like they looked like high school kids or like college senior, freshman, junior or something like that, college. And they kept walking through the freaking backyard to go to school. And before you know it, I got like a whole fucking high school of kids congregated in the backyard. Like it almost felt like they were, instead of going straight up the alley to the curb, they would cut through the yard. Like some of them were breaking down the fucking fence to come through the yard and wait to go to school. And I'm like, why are y'all fucking in the backyard? It was so weird to me. And I was ended up like fighting kids, like these teenagers, to get them the hell out of my yard. And the more I complained about these kids being in the backyard, the more they fucking showed up. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to research that, like on Google. What does it mean when people won't stay out your yard when they just kept, like we've been talking about keeping the gate closed. They was literally tearing down the gate. They was hopping the gate. They put a hole in the gate to come through. And it was a boatload of these fucking kiddos. It was so weird. So, hey, Christy, thank you so much for tapping in, beloved. I appreciate you. Great day to you. Thank you so much. So, this is a general collective reading. Pay attention to your dreams. Dreams are getting weird. I don't know what that was about. So, we'll have to look up the themes of like feeling like people are robbing you or taking from you. Hey, Katana, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Like maybe you are experiencing some sort of loss and you cannot stop people from taking from you. Maybe that's a part of the deep sentiment because we were feeling that like, how do you stop people from taking from you? We've been really talking about boundaries, keep closing your gate, making sure you got somebody guarding your entryways and stuff like, metaphorically. Like people can't just come in and get your value and take off with it. Guarding your surroundings like your home and securing yourself or feeling safe and secure where again you don't feel like you're getting robbed, whether it's physically, financially, metaphorically, spiritually, like any of it, energetically being robbed, and people feeling like they can come through your passageway, your entryway to get to where they're going. And maybe that's a part of it. You know what I mean? It could be like people coming through this space on their way to where they're going, like a part of their journey. So I can kind of understand the theme in that. Like, why would they need to congregate in our space and on their way from coming from where they're the direction they're coming in? So, kids leaving home from school, they come from their house, they all walk a certain way. And then for some reason, they were walking through our yard and then waiting to continue to either the school bus or something for them to keep going. Because they didn't just pass through and keep going, they were congregated. Like they were sat here to the point where I'm like, they was up on the porch. I'm like, that's rude as fuck. Do you not understand how rude it is to like stand on somebody's porch just because you on your way to school? Like that don't make sense. Get the fuck off my porch. And I was literally fighting kids. Like I got sticks and shit. I felt they had got me down one time, y'all. I'm telling you, and I had this stick and it was jabbing it in somebody's throat. Like, get your ass on my porch. Why the stick was jabbing in their throat chakra, I don't know. But that was the dream, y'all. So we gonna see. We wake up and be awesome. Oh, here's another thing. The first time I woke up around 5, I was seriously like in deep thought, like contemplation. I was thinking about very dark times in life where like I was feeling a kind of way. And it was like, I've been suicidal for, since I was probably like about 14, 13, 14. And 20, 2020, 2021, I was successful. I did unalive myself via suicide, self harm, self deletion, I think we're supposed to say. And I thought about that. And I was like, like I just like I wanted to quit playing a game. You know what I mean? Like that's the energy that I felt. Like I wanted to stop playing the game. Like I was so over the game. Like so over it. And I wanted to feel loved. So a little bit about, background, right? Like I never felt loved. I felt abandoned by pretty much everybody. Like people, I didn't ever feel like anybody could see me, could really connect to the person that I am, like at my core. I didn't feel like anybody understood me. You know what I mean? So when I got married the second time, I felt like, yeah, me and this one, like he gets it, he gets me. And then things went so bad, he just wasn't who he said he was. He was, I can't diagnose a narcissist, but damn it, he was hitting on every motherfucking characteristic. Like he had all the boxes checked. And shit got so crazy with him being violent and just I felt like I'm just over it. Like, see, I tried it again. And I put everything in it and I'm trying to be, the best person I could be. Well, maybe you should do this and maybe you should do that. So I felt like I kept morphing and changing to be what people were saying I'm supposed to be in order to be loved and supported and helped and cared for and get the compassion that I felt like other people around me were getting. And at that point, I was just like, you know what? I'm done with it. Like, the only place I know where we are loved unconditional is with the Most High. And so that's where I wanted to go. And so that feeling came back, and I did. I went. And when I was on the other side, I'll tell anybody, like, my death experience didn't feel like anything like people was describing. I shared something to the community page today because it came across the feed when I woke up the second time. Right. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Um, so I shared that post because that was the closest thing that described what I felt when I unalived myself. I felt surrounded. Like I could literally feel and have a sense of of being surrounded by souls. Like I wasn't by myself. It was dark. I didn't see like pearly gates. It didn't feel like lake of fire, like, oh, you self deleted, so you're gonna burn in hell. I didn't get any of that. I just felt surrounded, right? I didn't feel breath. It felt very still. And that was the eerie part that I could remember. Like I didn't feel breath. Like I didn't feel I could sense, right, what was around me. And that I was engulfed or included or they were with me, but I didn't feel breath. It felt still. It felt very eerie, right? Um, I remember this sentiment, like feeling like I just want to go to the Most High. Like, where's the Most High at? I want to go to the highest heights, like thinking and feeling like to see the face of the Most High, to feel His presence, because it just felt like surrounded by, engulfed in all of this other energy and sensing of self and others, but it didn't feel like I didn't feel no warmth, so it was odd to me. That's I don't know what that was, but all of a sudden I just felt I saw the light coming back. And I heard, "You will serve, you will be of service." It kind of sounded like some shit from John Wick. It was weird. But when I came back, I had a whole different mindset. I just remember the breath returning and, all the other things that happen after you come back. But it was like, only thing I knew is that I was going to serve. Like, my soul was different. I felt different. I kind of had a level of peace, but also a level of disappointment that I wasn't allowed to stay. You know what I mean? Like, it was weird. So I knew I was going to be of service, and I didn't know how. So fast forward that to today, because all of those kind of emotions were coming back. We were kind of wrestling with the fact that, you know what, these things impacted you way deeper than you may give acknowledge or credence to. Like, there's still some things down in there to transmute. And so I remembered about finding flowers. That was my inspiration, like just to find a new flower every day. If I find a new flower every day, then that would give me, something new to discover, to learn. It's pretty, it smells great, hopefully. You know what I mean? Just something different to look forward to because my situation hadn't changed. I was still with this person who was, still doing all these horrendous things. Um, so fast forward to this morning when he left that video, he was saying that, yeah, no, they don't go to this place and this place. This is kind of what it looks like. And he showed this visual of this person who had unalived themselves, like their soul was sitting in the middle, surrounded by all these other community of souls. And I was like, damn, that's exactly what I felt. I felt like I was surrounded by a community of souls. And he was saying, like, people who often do that are so sensitive to the world around them and they don't understand how to manage the information, the emotion that's coming in, right? What they're sensing is overwhelming. You don't know how to manage your channels. And I completely resonated with that. I was like, I was taking in way too much energy. I didn't have enough boundaries. I wasn't guarded. I wasn't protected. And I've been gifted my whole life like with these abilities, but I just didn't understand, how to control it. I never had anybody that was like, oh, we got gifts like that too. Let me show you, let me teach you. From a youngster, like that doesn't happen. So if you're an empath as a kid, you take in all this information, you have all these emotions, and you don't have vehicles or ways to transmute them, to process them, right? So yeah, I got caught up in the web and I did something to self, right? It was self sabotage, self betrayal. So, um, yeah. Now that I know, we practice on controlling the channels, which is why we always talk about don't leave your gates open, right? Because you can let in energy that could wreak havoc on you internally. So coupling that with the dream of like people was kind of breaking down the gates and going into my shit and stealing shit, that's one to think about. Like, what's really trying to come up from the subconscious? I don't know if y'all could get all of that, but that's what we were getting. So take it how it resonates for you. But it's definitely given like a time with unconscious emotions, subconscious emotions coming up to let you know that maybe something that happened to you that could have been traumatic that could still be lingering in the system, and you may need to deal with it. The spirit may be bringing it to you in some sort of way. And maybe it's like now my gates are so fucking, my intention is to keep myself guarded so tough that I don't want, look, no unauthorized access. I mean, it seemed like every time I told, like, it started with a trickle of children coming through the yard. And then the more I was adamant about them staying out the yard, the more of them that fucking showed up. Before you knew it, it was like a whole high school of motherfucking kids in the backyard. And I'm like, why the fuck are y'all back here? Like, why can't you just go this way? Why you got to come through my shit to get to where the fuck you going? Like, I was pissed. Like, to the point where I'm fighting and jabbing people in the throat with sticks and shit. Like, what's going on? Look, soul forgiveness. So it may be something that the spirit may be calling us to look at, to forgive, to give self-compassion and self-forgiveness. Right? I do recognize that during that time I was under a lot of pressure, right? I have been through a lot of things, still trying to figure out self, my own authenticity, and morphing and evolving to better match what people kept telling me society said I should be. Now that's a lot. What people kept telling me society says I should be. You shouldn't be headstrong. You shouldn't be so independent. You should let your guard down and let them come in and help you with this. Like, it's like the things that they tell you you're supposed to do in order to have a person care for, support, and nurture you. Right? If you look like you the strong woman and this, that, and the other and so independent, then why would they want to come in and give you some assistance? You're supposed to sit back. You're supposed to do this for them, and then they will do all these things for you. And none of that shit worked. We just, I don't know if it's just our demeanor or what was going on within us, but we were attracted to goddamn narcissists. I feel like every person except for one or two that I've dated had strong narcissistic tendencies, and I don't understand, or what, I still don't like what is attracting that. You know what I mean? Like, is it just so rampant these days? Or is it something about my empathic nature, over giving, over understanding, connecting with people who have some sort of hurt because I was hurt? My dad was a narcissist, so maybe that just feels familiar to me for some reason. Like, I don't know. But it scares the shit out of us in terms of like getting into a relationship. It is a place where we have to put, faith and work through our ability to choose and to vet a healthy person. So that was the testimony. That's what we dreamed of. We don't know how that helps somebody else, but that's what we got. Betrayal and soul forgiveness. So you could have either betrayed yourself in some sort of way, or somebody could have betrayed you. You may need to issue your self forgiveness for being with this person after the betrayal, or you may need to issue forgiveness onto them. Both of you, possibly. Thank you to the Alpha and Omega for bringing this message. Protect us as we do. Yeah, see, cutting the cord. Maybe forgiveness will help cut the cord. So, if you went through, because it's definitely given like a challenge, the way that they put the cards up is like a way to move upward to ascend. Increase your vibration through the act of forgiveness of somebody who betrayed you, beloved. That's what we're getting. So that's something that we know we have been working on. And we felt like we have forgiven, but maybe there's always more things, more deeper forgiveness to issue. Forgiveness onto self. For listening to other people tell us to be something that we were not. Like taking us away from our authenticity and what felt real to us, especially in connecting in relationships. It's always been a thing because I have a stature. Like I am damn near I'm 5'10" basically. I'm like 5'9" and 3/4 of an inch. So we'll just go with 5'10" for easy math, beloved. I used to look 5'9" and 3/4. Okay, because being tall was not like a badge of honor back then. Like if you were small and petite, then you got a lot of help. If that makes sense, you know what I mean. You got more assistance. I didn't get a lot of help. And I don't even know if that's just because that's my soul's learning journey, like this life cycle. So if you are a person that felt like, shit, I always have to do this shit by myself. Like you see other people get help, and it's like, why the fuck won't nobody help me? I always had that energy. Um, my oldest daughter, her dad was an asshole. He had narc tendencies too. I don't even know why I dated him. That was weird. Probably because he was handsome. He was just cute. He was cute and popular. So we dated. But he was an asshole though. He was an early abuser, an early person that used to be like so hot and cold and fickle, in and out type of energy. The smallest things would irritate him. Like if I went to touch him and hug him, oh, you always touching him. Nobody wants you touching him all the time. Who the fuck is with a boyfriend that don't want you to touch him? You know what I mean? It's like shit like that. Um, yeah, so weird. Where there's a will, there's a way. See, you're a person that has to have a strong will. At least, we have to. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't always have people that's going to come in and help and support you, you got to find a way. You got to find a way to get it done, to do it. Which is why my last husband was so disappointing, because he was like one of them people, again, like a narc, that hear all of this and be like, you know what? I want to cover you. Like, really digging into shit. Like, what are your hurts? What are your traumas? What did you grow through? What are the things that hurt you? And then took around and flipped all of that shit and used it against me. Betrayal, for real, beloved. Yeah, see it from a higher perspective. That's what we were working on the rising. Like why is some of these things coming back up, and what does it mean for us in this space? As we continue to close out the year of the 9, what does that mean? What does it mean that I was born to a narcissistic father and I tend to attract people with narcissistic tendencies? What does it mean to realize that I receive so much information if I don't manage the channels and my gateways, that I am empathic and I connect to people's sensitivities. I feel it. I want to love them the way that I want to be deeply loved. Like, what does that mean? And what do I do to heal self? What do we do to heal self? So when you recognize those patterns, like if you go all the way back to childhood and you look at your parental models and you look at the relationships that you had with mom and you look at the relationship you had with dad, like those specifically, how did it affect your romantic relationships in adulthood? What are the trends running through those relationships, and what did it teach you? Can you see them from a higher perspective? Are there betrayals in that past that you still need to forgive in order to cut the cords? And do you have the will to continue to do the work to move forward, knowing that everything that came against you was to grow you? It was for a higher reason. See, Emperor, it could have been preparing me to step into my own authority. It could have been the things that I needed on my soul journey to strengthen me. And hopefully that cycle is over. Like we've come to a successful completion. Like it's going to be closing out. Like we just said, this the year of the 9, right? That's over. We see 27 is 9, 28 is 10, and then we have a 2 here. So it could be, you know, balancing things out, things coming together, harmony. As we said, balancing things out, things coming together, harmony, 2. So I do feel like there's a betrayal in some sort of partnership, and Sun is going to be seen, and you will move forward, closing the door. Like whatever this is going to be very revealing with the High Priestess. Like it's going to show things to you that may have you go back in life review. So let's see. Thank y'all so much for tapping into the rising message of the Series of Week Tarot Show. You show enough never know what you're going to get. Heavy stuff for a rising message, but it's what we're getting. Shine. They said wake up and be awesome. So whoever you are, you've been through a lot, but you still are awesome and still are amazing. And it's like I woke up like this, is what I heard. Like you done been through so much shit, but baby, you still doing it. Where there's a will, there is a way. Despite the resistance, you still fruitful at the end of the day. And it's giving like current self, like rooted, grounded, strong, and all of this shit, right? And then it's giving like end of life, like despite the fucking resistance. Look at you though. I'm here. Look at me now. Oh, look at me now. What? I'm getting paper, giving and receiving. It's giving like the creativity, the hangman. See, look at this manifestation. Right, your creativity and your spiritual help, those who are around you to help you, is giving like helping you manifest this beautiful new future. Like you probably needed to get grounded and learn that you're an alchemist. Yeah, a level up is here. Transmuting that energy with the sun. You definitely can have beautiful gifts of manifestation in alchemy. Like the ability to take all the shit you've been through and alchemize it and have it work for you. It's creating a pathway, it's creating the avenue, right? And it's our ability to get through the betrayal in partnerships, to issue forgiveness, cut the cord, stand in our strength, come to balance in harmony, get into your authority to see shit from a higher perspective and go do something amazing in the world, beloved. Do something amazing. And maybe that's a part of why people were stopping through like these young type of energies. Again, they were given late high school, like seniors or college age, like freshman, sophomore college. Yeah, 7 of Pentacles. I don't know if it's because of something that you're growing, cultivating. Maybe you will have an impact on youngsters. Maybe they will come through your field, you know what I mean, through your yard. And it's given a backyard. They wasn't coming through the front. They were coming through, up the alleyway, through our fence, and into the yard. And they were congregating in the backyard, which was weird. And it got so full, like the more we tried to shush away, the more came. And I don't know what was making them come that way, but they were coming. Yeah, I don't know what that was. The moon, like why were they coming? And it was dark. It was like, why are they coming and standing in the yard? Yeah, Hierophant. See, they're on their way to learn something. It was like all these energies on a pathway to go to learn, like Hierophant school or something. And they were just in the backyard, just fucking waiting. I don't know. It was weird. Look, lovers. Definitely people right? People is what it's giving me. Connections, partnerships, guidance. I don't know. Yeah, Five of Cups. People who feel a sense of regret, remorse. Maybe they need encouragement. Maybe they need guidance. So you could be a guide to other people. Yeah, to a lot of people. I don't know. Maybe you're going to offer them some sort of love or something like that. That's 11 cups. 11 cups kind of gives me spirit guides. So you could be have 11 spirit guides or just being guided by the spirit. It could be in terms of partnerships, people to connect to. Maybe they're going to bring these people to you to help you, for you to help them. We can see that. I mean, that's the purpose of the channel, to help people move pain to purpose. It's all testimonial, it's spiritual conversation, right? See, look, spirits, more spirits with the cups. That's 18 cups right there. Yeah, and then the emperor is coming back out again. So I don't know if you are going to be a person that has some sort of business or platform where you are teaching and helping people, young souls or people who are seeking higher learning, coming out from like high school graduation, going into a higher level of learning on their journey here, like in Earth School, and they will pass through your classroom or some shit like that. Maybe you help them, go from high school to college kind of like thing. I don't know what that is. Yeah, see, King of Cups is definitely issuing out love and compassion. It could be because of a King of Cups, you know, or because you are like this balanced, intuitive. Like, again, the King of Cups is a part of the Emperor attribute. Like, you could be in this King of Cups characteristic and really giving out balanced love, spiritual advice, like, and you're getting guidance from the spirit. It's given emotional, like with the fish, water, spirit, but it's emotional. Again, very empathetic, empathic. Hey, Tivon, thank you so much for tapping in. Look, helping people move forward. Calm water. It's definitely something about learning, about teaching. Yeah, see, justice. This is something that you're going to do at the end of the day, and all the shit you went through may have been to grow you. True. It's to grow you, it's to teach you. Like, this could have been, like, our life pathway was the way that we went to get to this space, to this position. We're at where we're at, but we're still going forward. So there's somewhere else that we're going to do. And it could be to help raise vibrations. You know what I mean? Like, maybe that's a part of what somebody who resonates with this testimony and this message is going to do. Like, you could have been a person that you could have been born into harsh conditions. Like, your parent models may not have been the greatest. Your household, and when you were young, may not have been the greatest. You may not have felt stable. You may not have felt loved and supported and cared for or seen. You may have had other things going on with you. Like, you could have been a gifted child and feeling like an oddity and people not understanding. You didn't view world the same way. You don't feel it. You don't sense it the same way. Right? And needing to understand how to manage your gateways, your portals. Like, your chakras are being open or were open, and you were getting all this information, especially crown chakra, like having a different understanding in life. So, why did you go through all of this? It's to get to something that's over here. And it's given helping people on their journey. Like a person that people will pass through, a space where they pass through. And that could be a thing that bothers you. That's what we were getting. Like, when nobody wants to be a fucking pass through. You know what I mean? Like, don't come into my area saying that you're going to be here permanently, or that's the intention, only to just come in to rob me and get something from me and keep on going. You know, people do the fuckery. They're not telling you they're going to, oh, I just want to come in and fuck around with you for a little bit, and then, I'm going to go on when I get sick of it, because I can, I'm not really committal. You know, if most people said that, you probably appreciate it. You could say no, but then they wouldn't get what they want, so then they would lie. You know what I mean? So you got to deal with the liars and the betrayers. But in the event, you could be a person who's very empathetic and have a great big loving heart and looking for connection. Like, damn, I have not felt connected. I have not felt supported. I always feel abandoned and left with all of this weight, or just to deal with the residual emotion. People just kind of pass through, they don't stay. And you left to do the work. Manifesting is somebody's superpower, though. There's definitely a lot of purple here. I'm picking up intuition. And if manifesting is your superpower, then you need material to do it. So a lot of them things that you went through in the past became material for your manifestations. You were able to alchemize it and to create something from it. That's using your inner power. See, you're here on a mission. I told you, people, you're passing through this space, and you have a lot of people passing through your space. You're here on a mission. It's something you're supposed to do. And whatever it is, it's got something to do with justice, and it's got something to do with balance. Anything else in here? Spirituality, trust the wisdom within. It's definitely something about being grounded, rooted, and it's giving me like staying connected to your inner self. And don't allow the God within, like your inner you. And don't allow anybody to take you away from that. Right? You could be earth angel energy. Like this star that came down to Gaia to do something for others. We always talk about the spirit of Kuan Yin. Like Kuan Yin is a spirit that delays their own ascension to come back and give compassion and to be a guidance to others on their journey. So people don't stay, you know what I mean, in Kuan Yin's energy. They are going to pass through. She's going to pass through certain spaces, or people will pass through her lot, and they will take what they need from that garden and keep on going. It doesn't always feel great because a lot of people don't stay. So she's going to have to deal with, you know, knowing that they're not going to stay. Like they're going to come, they're going to get, she's going to give. And she is happy with doing it because she continues to come back reincarnate to do it. Yeah, I see journey. They're not going to stay. People are on their journey and they just happen to pass through your way. 2 is here, and this 2 here on 20 is giving something. So wake up and be awesome today. That's what Spirit says. See, Storm, 10. Definitely Storm is raging, but door to the Spirit is here. You are helping people come out of storms and go into the Spirit. Like you are helping them. You know, it's giving graduation, like I said, high school to kind of like college, higher learning. And higher learning, in my opinion, is giving hermit. I'm seeing the hermit card. Like people who will end up going into their own individual, what do they call it when you choose your degree? You know what I mean? Like their own individual life program, you know, whatever they're going to become. You know, if they're going to become a doctor, you know, if they're going to become, you know, I don't know, doctor is just sticking in my head right now. See, it's definitely connections. This is the third lovers card that's out. It's one right here, lovers. It's one right here, lovers. And here it is again. It's something about connections. It could be the people that you have connected to, even in romantic relationships, or just people who needed to get something from you, right? You could always feel like these connections, these people just get something from me and they don't stay. They're never permanent. They just get it and they move on, beloved. So it can leave a person feeling used. It can make you feel invalidated, like you are not worthy of permanency, that you're not worthy to be supported. You're not worthy for people to commit. You know, and even when they do commit, they lie, right? So tied up and the ability to rest. So your mental conflict could be affecting your ability to rest, and the spirit could be telling you it's time to train your mind so that you could release yourself and rest. Like you could be in a mental storm. Yeah, attachment is here and is given to magicians, to manipulators. It could be things that are attached to you because you have manifestation power. You are a magician. You can manipulate energy. This could be a part of the growth pattern for you to really realize your true alchemist powers. The fact that you are able to take all this material and to transmute it into greatness. Yes, you transmute it into greatness. Right? One thing about us, we definitely have a very strong will. Like I said, we always find a way. You know, as many times as we've been abandoned and left out in relationships, we always are able to pick ourselves up and keep going. And we do it with little to no help. You know what I mean? That all of our help comes from the spirit. And I do see the gate. And you see how the gate is closed? Like there's somebody at the gate. And we are kept seeing, feeling that, right? And we see family is here. But this could be like the Ten of Cups, like just like a lot of people, soul family, creation itself, and people who need help, you know. But it's like manning the gate, and in our dream, they were breaking down the fucking gate. Like we could not keep them out. Like they were overrunning the gate to get in the yard, which is weird, really weird. So spirit is calling us a light seer. They pulled the ten. They have the Ten of Wands here. They're saying burdens. You want to look at the cards? Oh, maybe we're just looking at burdens. Maybe we're just looking at the fact that you got help. You know what I mean? Like we already said, we had spiritual help to help us bear the weight, but there's not another person truly that has ever been there for us to help us bear any weight. Shit, we could barely get people to come in and listen to conversation. They probably just don't like the sound of our voice or some shit. Strength is coming through. So we did see the sun and they giving us the star. So maybe all of it was to strengthen you to help, you know, I don't know. This sun is a star, and this star, you know, is definitely star energy. But one star shines so bright it creates the illusion of daytime, and these stars can only be seen when you are not facing the sun, like when the sun is somewhere else on the other side of the planet. So it's giving some sort of separation, like once you turn in a different direction away from this blinding light, then you'll be able to see all the other luminaries. Look, magician coming through again. Manipulate, not a manipulator, but you manipulate energy. You know how to alchemize it and change things to work for you. Wheel of Fortune. That's what it was. It's giving like, look, magician backed up to the magician. And you could have ran into another person that was gifted, like the high priestess and the hermit is together. So two gifted individuals, because here's that magician and here's this magician. So we're gonna put them together so y'all can see what we're saying. These two magicians, if you got a high priestess and the hermit. So you may not have known that somebody else that you were attached to or are attached to in some sort of way energetically is a magician as well. That person could definitely have been doing work on you with the Ace of Wands, right? Either they were trying to manifest you or manifest something in their life. They could have ran across you, who's another magician. If you didn't understand who you were at the time and what you could really do, like you know it, you could do it. It always seems to work out well for you, but you don't consciously know that that's what you're doing. That you are a magician, that you're an alchemist, right? So somebody could have recognized you as being an alchemist. They may not have told you, but they used your power to do something for themselves. It's still giving that energy of like people wanting to come in and siphon off of you to get something from you. And they come to get something from you, but they're not there to stay. Yeah, change is here in communication. So definitely getting that Wheel of Fortune change. And we see compassion, which is that Kuan Yin energy. Somebody very compassionate, right? And look, community. It's something about what you give out to other people. And people almost coming in. They don't feel like they're just dancing around fire. This person kind of feels like they're running away from the flame, the way that it's looking like it. Like, shit, lights on fire. You know, firestorm energy is somebody running into you to come get some compassion. Compassion gives me water energy, like spiritual empathy, like emotional, right? Empathy. So they could come into you to put their ass out. Look, the tree of life is coming through. So definitely those trees, right? Because we saw that in the goddess cards. Did we put them back? We may have. I thought they were right here. We probably picked it up and shuffled. But we saw the shine card, that's a tree, and we saw resistance, that's also a tree. And we were getting like you shining through this time, and it's going to give you longevity, stay grounded, and you will become this tree that stood through the resistance. It's like standing the test of time. Yeah, intimacy. Look, that's another connection card. And you see how it's the fire in the water? And that's what I was getting with that person that we saw. Like they were running from the fire. And you have manifestation powers. You are an alchemist. Whoever you are. Oh shit. Don't fall. Hope you ain't bringing towers to people's life. You might. You might help them break down false foundations. The magician. That's in the door to the spirit. The magician. Right? Manifestation power. I think we saw, yeah, it's right here. See creativity. We see manifestation powers. It's right here. This right here is your superpower. Spirit done said this so many times. Manifestation. I think every deck so far, pretty much, except for maybe the small deck, the little bitty tarot, manifestation has come out. You are a manifester, right? And it's like you don't understand the gifts, the channels, the gateways, allowing so much energy in and being able to control it. Being able to manage who comes and just takes shit from you. Even when you feel like you're locked up and you're managing things well, people will break down barriers to get to you. Like almost fight to get to you. And that's what I was picking up with this right here. What was this other person doing? Because the wine gives fight, energy. Like, what are they doing? Chariot to get something from you. Ace of Pentacles. Like, what are they doing to get your energy from you? To take from you? To create based on you? And I do feel like you've been through a lot, so rest is here. And during your rest, you may even get more downloads and more subconscious emotions, hidden truths coming up, telling you to deal with these past things. It could also give you warning that somebody could be trying to come back towards you. They could be playing in your energy. They could only want to come back towards you to, it could be an opportunity to address betrayal in the past. They could come in to try and betray you again under the guise of making amends for whatever they did in the past. It could be all actions to manipulate just to get something from you again, beloved. Yeah. See, medicine is giving healing. They need the compassion. Yeah, medicine. Yeah, you have some sort of medicine. And look, we see illusion and change. Like, what is the pathway? Which way am I supposed to go? And it's given, like, as people are confused, even you're confused, but it's given others, they may end up coming by your way. And whatever you give them could be healing like medicine. It helps them, it helps change something in them. Maybe you don't understand that that's a part of what's happening. It's giving no. And it makes somebody feel sad. It's giving me the Five of Cups. Like people come and then they go. People come, then they go. That's just the way that it goes. Everything is everything. It's alright. Oh, it's giving Omega. Everything is everything. Omega say everything is not everything and it's not alright. It's something in you that still feels it. It's giving grief and you're not dealing with it. Everything is not alright. Sometimes we say that shit. It's alright, it's fine, but it's not fine and it's not alright. And it comes back to you in your dreams at night. And that's what we got last night. It's like, shit. We do understand, like, dealing with a narc and coming out of that abuse or even seeing the patterns in relationships. Like, I can't say the man was a narcissist because I'm not a goddamn therapist. I can't fucking diagnose that shit. I just can't. But I could tell you every fucking characteristic he checked them goddamn boxes, beloved. And when I look back, I could see that he wasn't the first that I had connected with. I look back and the first person I saw was my father. I was like, holy shit, how the fuck did I vow to myself that I would never be with a person like that, only to marry a person just the fuck like that? Interesting. Anything else for right now? Yes. Yes. So we're gonna get an affirmation. We're gonna read this too. Right? Your mind is an altar to source energy. And we've been talking about mind training. So train your mind, pay attention to your thoughts. Forgiveness is down here on the board, so we're gonna pull that too. Forgiveness brings freedom. This one right here. Take the weight of the world off your shoulders. People might come into you with a lot of shit, could be looking for stuff from you, but that doesn't mean you have to shoulder all of their shit. You don't. And sometimes it's like shouldering the weight of your own world could be a lot. So what is your practice to take the weight off? How do you stay grounded? How do you stay rooted? How do you relax? How do you deal with life moment to moment, day to day? Because sometimes you can't think about the whole day. You can only think about this moment. How do I get through this moment, this next 5 minutes, this next hour? Like minute to minute is just all that I can handle. And yeah, it's okay. Mistakes are just proof that you're trying, that you don't give up. And Most High God told us that already. They said this: where there's a will, there's a way. You take all that material and you laying your own motherfucking yellow brick road with this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like the shit wasn't already laid because you know that that wizard was just like a fake. They needed your energy, your real magic at the end of the day. You know what I mean? That was Oz. Oz didn't have no goddamn power. They needed a true high priestess, somebody that had true spiritual gifts to make their shit work. And they came in, which is why they're probably coming back for soul forgiveness. But because you are able to take all this material and create your own bricks and create your own pathway to your own abundance, this right here, this shit, right? Spirit said, it's okay. It's okay at the end of the day. Even if you don't feel it, right? It is okay, and you will be able to heal it. I can and I fucking will because I'm a badass like that. Again, they said where there's a will, there's a way. Spirit said I can and I will because I'm a badass like that. That might be the thing to learn. If you are a person that felt like you going through this journey by yourself, people don't stick, they don't stay, they don't help you, you feel abandoned at the end of the day, you're probably on a soul journey to do some amazing things that required you to learn how to do things by yourself without people helping you. Why it's like that, I don't know. But you need that level of strength to do whatever it is that you're going to do. But at the end of the day, because you built this pathway, it ain't nobody going to be over there eating your shit up but you. I love y'all. I do. I love you just like I love me. This was testimony to Terrell, based on our testimony, our dreams last night, some things we experienced, but it's still the general principle. A lot of people with spiritual gifts, even as youngsters, don't feel supported. And even if, you know, especially if you in a family, because your family, you will be born into some hard shit. You will face challenges right off the get. And it could set you up for, you know, issues with security, confidence, feelings of abandonment, and needing to secure and ground yourself within yourself. Not allowing other people to tell you who to be, how to morph and change, you discovering your own authenticity and your connection to the source, and the fact that you are rooted and grounded and have all this source energy and knowledge flowing through you, that a lot of people will pass through your way to get something from you. It's going to be your compassion. It's going to be your knowledge. It's going to be your advice. It's going to be those good things. And sometimes you're not even going to be able to stop the flow from coming. People will be beating down your doors, knocking down your fences to get what it is that you got to eat from your tree, beloved. So, how do we protect ourselves? I'm getting, listen to the spirit. They will tell you who to feed and who not to, beloved. Let's get this one last card because we did pull this deck. But we got to go because life is starting to start and we got to go. Believe. See? Believe. Believe in yourself. Believe in your dreams. What you believe is what you can create. You can do anything. Where there's a will, there's a way. I can and I will. So believe it. To the next now. I love y'all so much. Have a great day, beloved.